Meghan Markle called Kelly Ripa's show fluff. She said it to her face, on live television, in front of millions of people, and for about 10 seconds, Kelly just stared at her. The kind of silence that makes producers reach for the emergency commercial break button. But Kelly didn't need a break. She needed Meghan to hear what came next. Because what Kelly said in the following 60 seconds is something Meghan Markle will never forget, and something the internet will never stop replaying. Let me walk you through every moment of it. The show opened the way it always does. The band playing, the audience clapping, Kelly and Mark dancing to their seats like it was any other morning, a cooking segment, some viral videos. Easy, breezy, the comfort food television Americans have loved for decades. Then Kelly leaned into her mic and said the words that would set the fuse. Our next guest has captivated the world. She's a former actress, a duchess, and a philanthropist. Please welcome Meghan Markle. The applause hit hard as Meghan stepped out from backstage. She was dressed in a cream-colored designer ensemble that probably cost more than most audience members' monthly mortgages. Her smile was wide but rehearsed, the kind of expression you practice in mirrors until it looks almost real. She didn't walk to her seat, she glided, each step precise, calculated, not the relaxed stride of someone genuinely happy to be there, but the careful performance of someone who had rehearsed exactly how happy to be here is supposed to look. Kelly hugged her warmly. "Meghan, thank you so much for being here." And Meghan's reply came back flat. "Thank you for having me." Something in her tone made Kelly's instincts flare. A warning. But nobody could have predicted what came next. Kelly started simple. "You've been so busy, new projects, life in Montecito with Harry and the kids. How do you balance it all?" Meghan tilted her head in a way that somehow communicated both boredom and superiority at the same time. Balance is about priorities, isn't it? When you know what truly matters, everything falls into place. I've always had that clarity. Not everyone does. That subtle dig just floated there. Kelly pushed forward. "Any specific advice for working moms?" Meghan let out this light, dismissive laugh. "What works for someone in my position wouldn't really translate to someone in, well, a different situation. It's not really comparable, is it?" Mark jumped in, trying to steer things toward her foundation work. Meghan's voice shifted into lecture mode. "We're addressing issues that actually matter. Mental health, women's empowerment, children's welfare, substantive work that doesn't always make headlines but changes lives." Kelly asked a perfectly reasonable follow-up. Could she share something specific? One program she's especially proud of? Meghan's eyes narrowed like she'd been asked something offensive. "Asking me to single out one thing is like asking a mother to choose her favorite child." Kelly tried again. "Our viewers would love to hear about," and Meghan cut her off. "Your viewers?" She put a mocking emphasis on the word. "If they want specifics, they can visit our website. I'm not here to deliver a sales pitch. I'm here because my team thought it would be good exposure for the brand." The word brand hit the studio like a brick, and that was only the beginning. What she said about Kelly's audience is even worse. Kelly shifted to family. "How are Harry and the kids?" Meghan shut it down cold. "I prefer not to discuss my family in detail. Anything I say about my children will be twisted, analyzed, dissected." Kelly respected that. She moved to something lighter, restaurants, a total softball. Meghan looked at her like she'd said something disgusting. "I don't think about food in terms of favorites. I think about nutrition, sustainability, the ethics of consumption. Recommending restaurants feels very superficial, don't you think?" Kelly's eyebrows rose. "I think people enjoy discovering new places to eat. It's one of life's simple pleasures." Meghan repeated those words like she was tasting something rotten. Simple pleasures. I suppose for some people, that's enough. The implication was loud and clear. Kelly was shallow. Meghan was above it all. The audience squirmed. Kelly tried yet another angle. Stress. Overwhelm. The things real people deal with. Meghan waved it away. People who feel overwhelmed usually haven't prioritized properly. They're letting external pressures dictate their internal state. Kelly pushed back gently, noting that single parents and caregivers might disagree. Meghan's eyes flashed with irritation. "I wasn't talking about people in genuine crisis situations, Kelly. Context matters." This is where things started going completely sideways. Kelly brought up England. "What do you miss most about it?" Meghan's laugh was sharp, humorless. "I don't really miss places. Nostalgia is a trap." She then took aim at Americans themselves. "You all seem to have this fairy tale view of royalty. It's very simplistic." Kelly fired back. "I think Americans are more sophisticated than you give them credit for." Meghan wasn't buying it. Are they? Because from what I've seen, American media treats royalty like characters in a storybook. Mark mentioned the Oprah interview, how it opened people's eyes. Meghan dismissed him with a look. Sympathy isn't the same as understanding, and understanding isn't the same as change. She launched into a sweeping declaration. Every project, every appearance, every piece of content we create is designed to challenge existing power structures and elevate marginalized voices. And then Kelly said the thing that lit the match. That's admirable, though some might say appearing on a morning talk show isn't exactly revolutionary. The explosion that followed changed everything. Meghan's voice dropped to ice. Excuse me? What exactly are you implying? She leaned forward, her posture aggressive. I expected more from you, Kelly. I thought this would be a supportive environment. Instead, I'm being questioned and judged just like everywhere else. Kelly held her ground. I asked you about restaurants, Meghan. I'm not sure how that could be taken out of context. Meghan called it hostile interviewing. Mark tried to mediate. Meghan turned on him with venom. Of course you'd say that. You're her husband. That's how these setups work. Kelly was genuinely baffled. I've been nothing but welcoming. What exactly have I done that was disrespectful? Meghan's answer was stunning. You've been treating me like just another celebrity, not like someone who's actually trying to make a difference in the world. That was the line. Kelly's patience shattered. Maybe I want to have an actual intellectual conversation instead of this fluff, Meghan continued. The word fluff landed like a slap across 2 decades of Kelly's career, and Kelly finally let go. You know what, Meghan? I've hosted this show for over 20 years. I've interviewed thousands of people, Nobel Prize winners, world leaders, ordinary people doing extraordinary things. I've treated every single one of them with the same respect. The fact that you've decided to interpret my hospitality as hostility says more about you than it does about me. The audience gasped. This was not the Kelly they knew. What Meghan did next stunned the entire studio into silence. Meghan stood up. Chair scraping, purse grabbed. I don't have to sit here and be insulted. Kelly stood too. You haven't been insulted. You've been treated like every other guest. The only difference is you expected special treatment and didn't get it. Meghan's voice shook. I expected basic courtesy. Kelly didn't flinch. You received courtesy. What you wanted was deference. I don't defer to people simply because of their titles or their marriages. The mention of marriage hit a nerve. Meghan's eyes went dangerous. Don't you dare bring Harry into this. Kelly was calm as granite. I haven't mentioned Harry once. You're the one who keeps bringing him up. Meghan turned toward the exit, then spun back, finger trembling. You're going to regret this. When people see how I was treated here, Kelly interrupted. Cameras don't lie. I asked normal questions. You responded with hostility, and now you're leaving because you can't handle an interview that doesn't go exactly the way you planned. Then Kelly delivered the line that will echo forever. You're leaving because you're not in control, and that's something you clearly can't tolerate. Meghan physically recoiled. You don't know me, she whispered. Kelly's response was surgical. You're right, I don't. But I know what I've seen in the last 20 minutes. Someone who expects the world to accommodate her while refusing to accommodate anyone else. Someone who demands empathy while showing none. Someone who talks about kindness while treating the people around her with contempt. Dead silence. The crew frozen. The audience holding their breath. Meghan's expression cycled through shock, anger, and then something that looked almost like recognition, like she was seeing herself through Kelly's eyes and didn't like the picture. But the walls went back up. You'll hear from my team, she said coldly. I look forward to it, Kelly replied. Everything that happened here happened on camera. Meghan walked off, heels clicking against the floor, sharp, angry, each step echoing through the stunned studio. Mark watched her go. Did that really just happen? Kelly sank into her seat. Yeah, it did. A producer rushed over. Kelly, are you okay? She nodded, voice quieter than usual. I really did want to give her a positive platform. I just couldn't let her walk all over me. Mark put his arm around her. You were patient way longer than most people would have been. After the break, Kelly addressed the audience. That was unexpected, she said with a small, steady smile. I want to apologize for the tension. That's not what we aim for here. She paused. What I won't apologize for is asking questions and expecting answers. That's my job. It's what I've done for over 20 years. and our viewers deserve honesty from our guests and from us. The rest of the show went on. A cooking segment, a delightful author interview, normal television. But everyone in that studio knew they had just witnessed something extraordinary. So what do you think? Was Kelly right to push back, or should she have let it slide? Was Meghan out of line, or did she have a point buried somewhere under all that defensiveness? Drop your take in the comments, and if this is your first time here, subscribe, because we bring you moments like this every single week.